reached into the closet, though. Their inner being is clean. That house is clean. It's the closet they have the problem. Because the closet's got all the most potent costumes. It's got your superhero outfit in it. It's got all the things we cling to keep us normal in the world. So we're behaving normally so people don't notice us and want to string us up. Right? Because you start acting too differently, they're stringing you up. You know it. Everybody knows it. So there's that. That's a weight, though. Eventually you get to a place where if you're going any further, you can't even have that. It's time to clean that out as well. Right? Honesty is basically, ultimately, when you come right down to it, courage. They're the same thing. I mean, words can chop things up, right? But that doesn't mean those things are chopped up. But honesty is the same feeling as courage. To look without prejudgment. You know, to observe a thing in its true state. It takes a lot of courage. It's easier to just slap a label on it and be done with it. It's been easy for people to do that. He's just crazy. Slap, there goes the label, now move aside. Next. We have a whole society doing this. Just basically, you know, we're all running around with those little labeling guns. Here you go, here's yours, here's yours, here's yours. Here, you want some?
This is called the Diagnostics and Statistics Manual.
This sounds very boring.
Or the P-Touch.
But you know, to eliminate that from our repertoire of behavior, awesome. That takes a lot of strength, courage, honestly, love. Yeah, after a while, these words just suck. They do, because they don't really say anything. Unless you've really taken the time to put some weight behind them. So when they arrive on someone's ears, yeah, the ears are hearing the word, but then the heart's just blown backwards, like, whoa, what is that? When the effect is there, the words are fine. But they're not going to really solve any problems. That's, you know, really, what are we as beings? We think a lot, right? And we change our moods according to our thoughts, most of the time. Is that the right way to go? I mean, is that how it was supposed to work? Is the mind really the ruler here?
I hope not. No.
Is it?
It hasn't been.
Well, I mean, you know, even if no one's lording it over you, you can easily lord it over yourself. Right? No one's got to force you into that. You can do that all on your own. They can amplify it. They can amplify the thoughts. By just, you know, if they notice that society has a particular fear, they exploit that on the news. They'll exploit the hell out of it to get a certain state arrived at. Why? Probably just to screw with you. I mean, probably for no other reason than they can. Ha ha ha, let's see if we can make the rat jump when we shock it. Zap! But they can't, I mean, I don't think they can actually do that to anybody if they're not already doing it to themselves. So, is it sinister? Well, you're doing it to you. Is that sinister? They're controlling our thoughts. The thoughts they're giving us are controlling us. Well, you're doing that to yourself. You have a whole host of thoughts you use to make yourself feel any particular way you want. But the question that lies behind all that, the real meat of all that is the mind what is supposed to be ruling here? Because it is a very crazy ruler. Because when it takes you down further than your soul ever wanted to go. And when it takes you up, it makes you reckless. That's what the mind does. It doesn't know balance. It knows extremes. How do you balance that thought field? See, I've done enough lectures about the troubles. And we're going way off topic here. We never, just so you know. It's just to lure people in. I might touch on it a couple times. I might talk about it the whole time, but that's not the essential thing. The essential thing is we get together and feel something. Right? So the words aren't just, you know, I don't talk to make sense. I don't talk to explain anything. It's more like a trick. If I can get your mind to go quiet, you'll see for yourself. What I'm attempting to do.
So where does that fit in with all the new, I don't know, call it new age or whatever, thought that the thoughts are creative powers? And, you know, you can bring up some things that famous people have said. Jesus says, as a man thinks, so he is. You know.
He didn't say that power. He says a man thinks, so as he is.
Yeah. Edgar Casey says the mind is the builder.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
so is there a difference between the mind and thought and some of the things you're saying? I mean, you ask a very pointed question, is the mind is what is in control?
Right.
That really is very profound to me to have to think about that, because it's all we basically use to function.
We don't function very well, do we?
I don't know, speak for yourself.
Well, I'm only speaking in what the condition the world's in.
I know what you're saying, and that's what I'm saying. This is what has made me lately. I've just recently been reading the Seth material, and that comes out of that too. You know, as you create your reality. So what do you create it with if you don't create it with the mind?
Well, you're not creating reality. Reality has made you the one. What you're creating is your own environment. When you ever walk into someone's house and it feels like heaven. Wow. And you could just, just so relaxed there. And get really comfortable, really into deep satisfaction, well-being. It's really easy for you to come by in that person's house. Well, you can walk into someone else's house and be as tense. I gotta get out of here. Right? Is that, yeah, they're creating a reality, but not really a reality. They're creating an environment within reality. A room, if you will. That's what they're doing. Because reality, much bigger than the mind could even conceive of. Matter of fact, the heart is probably, there's no, without a doubt, is the most potent part of us there is. What's looking out of our eyes is so much more powerful than the mind itself. Because it's powering the mind. Now, when you speak of mind, that's a broad topic. Whose mind? Where are your ideas coming from? Within? If they're coming from within, those are constructive ideas.